The National Action Network, the host of MSNBC's Politic Nation, the Reverend Dr. Al Sharp. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? When do we want it? Now. You all look lovely. You don't look as warm as you did last week, or as warm as you will look later. So enjoy this moment. Hold on to this moment. It will be a fleeting moment, but we are glad that you are here. We are here once again to stand up for this community, to stand up for interfaith, to stand up for our voting rights, and to say that we refuse to allow politics and bureaucracy to interfere with our ability to have access to good health care. Am I right? Yeah. All right. Let us now receive Reverend Hand of the Central Brooklyn Chapter as he leads us all in prayer.
Let your healing power prevail. Let no one leave here the same way they came. Help us to leave better, more informed, more knowledge, more sensitive, more committed, more dedicated for the cause of Christ and serving humanity. Bless those that marched here. Bless those that
I would first like to ask the president of the Brooklyn East Chapter, Mr. Tony Herbers, if he would come grace us.
He's coming up. Quite frankly, the national agenda is what we're actually looking to support August 24th as we gear up and head towards Washington, D.C. So we are now in negotiations and discussions with bus companies, I believe, to make a determination on how many buses we're going to get out of our particular areas here in Brooklyn. Culminate that with the thought process that we're also coming up on the Occupy the Corner program, campaign, I should say. So we look forward to doing that. I do know that our chapter will be probably at the corner of Sutter and Mother Gaston, where there is a section where there is a culmination of a lot of different housing developments. We were there last year and were able to stave off any and all violence for the number of weeks that we were out there. Ironically enough, the last day, I believe it was, I don't know again if you remember, there was 2 shootings on the last day that we were on that corner. So without any fret, we're going to go right back to that corner and make it happen. Last but not least, we are working very closely with building our numbers. Our membership drive now has us with an additional 20 plus members on top of the original 25 that we have actually installed. So I'm happy to say that we are growing and look to do some very strong and positive things. Our format will be more of a networking component tying into professionals in our community, thus giving opportunity to the business owners to become a part of the process, to understand the dynamics of what it is to be a part of the National Action Network, and also to be able to draw from its resources and its great many relationships to network. That would be the extent of my report. Brooklyn Conference Chair, thank you guys for this opportunity.
As the chapter president, I will call on my years of experience serving institutions and the community. I was honored to be the first female and first African American to be named chairperson of Coney Island Hospital Community Advisory Board, a position I currently hold. I am also the chairperson of New York City chapter of National Action Network Health and Wellness Committee. In addition, I am the president of Coney Island Homeowners and Resident Association. I bring these up not to toot my own horn, but to let you know that there is substantial know-how on our team that comes from serving these kind of capacity. And we're going to need it because we have several other concerns in addition to IG Israel Center that we'll be focusing on in the coming days and weeks, including reopening of the only library in Coney Island, the sewer system backing up into some resident homes, the post office needs renovations, residue of standing still stands around, huge sinkholes throughout the neighborhood, increased violence, increase the violence level, decrease the violence level, no recreation center for our youth. Big business moving in, residents are being displaced. Traffic gridlock, population increase, one way out of Coney Island. Employment, appointment. We have another challenge ahead of us that will be a permanent part of our agenda, and that is recruiting new members. Members will be the lifeblood of our chapter, and we will enable us to take on any and all issues. We will speak to groups. We will hold rallies. And when we're out and about in the community, we will utilize our personal encounters to continuously encourage individuals to be a part of National Action Network. As far as we're concerned, if you live in South Brooklyn and you are a responsible adult, we're coming after you. And we're representing you every step of the way. Thank you.
My 1199 family, Interfaith family. I see Coach Perry came into Perry Williams, President of Council of Coaches, to my secretary, someplace, Ruth Stevens, and to Brooklyn and to Beth Stye. I bring you greetings from the Central Brooklyn chapter of National Action Network. Earlier, when I see Jennifer Jones-Austin come in, I'm always reminded of the saying of her dad, the late, great William A. Jones. We're about the king's business in the Empire State. We're about the king's business in the Empire State. I'm just going to brief you on what we've been doing and what we continue to do. I think our first priority right now is to save the hospitals that serve us, saving not only Long Island College but Interfaith. I have a personal investment in Interfaith. I was getting ready to say St. John, so you kind of turn my age. My mom worked there for 31 years. She passed away there. I was born there. So I promised my mom and a dream, as long as I live, we're going to work hand in hand with Interfaith Hospital to help keep it open. Our second priority right now is to address the gun violence that usually peaks around summertime. We just came out of our think tank session. We started an initiative. I can't call it Occupy the Park. It's actually pulled on the carpet with the commission today. So we changed it to Hold the Wall. You'll hear more about that. It's going to be a 7-day event of peace and empowerment of the community, showing other communities how to keep the park safe. Okay? And our third initiative, I won't take up too much of your time, is, as Tony mentioned, okay, our greatest movement and our biggest event this year will be the March on Washington, August 24th. Okay. So we want everybody to look at the pamphlets and the leaflets that are placed under you. We want you guys all to sign up, be on board with us. I know $11.99 usually shows up in strong numbers. And one of the last questions that I have to to tell you is that you want to know where the Brooklyn Central Brooklyn chapter is located. We're located at 460 Marcus Garvey Boulevard, which is about 3 blocks away. Okay? So if anyone's in that area and you need to sign up, you want to see Reverend Dr. Hand right over here. And we're looking forward to continue to march with you as we continue to try to fight for health care and keeping not only Interfaith open, but Long Island College Hospital. Thank you.
Yes. Around Interfaith. And we are saying, as we said yesterday, to the governor, that Interfaith cannot be on the chopping block. We said it to the governor publicly. Reverend Sharpton intended to say it to the governor privately. You know, they called because they were a little concerned. They were concerned because it's one thing when the union shows up. It's another thing when the civil rights community shows up. But it's something totally different when both show up together. So both have been showing up together, and we've gotten some attention. And I don't know how many of you have been watching Reverend Sharpton over the last 20 or 30 years, but he knows how to get attention, and then he knows how to use it once he has gotten it.
That's right.
And so we will be pressing the powers that be, both inside and outside. It's going to be hotter outside than it will be inside if they continue on the path of closing Interfaith Medical Center. At this time, we're going to hear some brief remarks from Chris Lundy, representing Congressman Hakeem Jeffries.
This is the third Tuesday night with Brooklyn Man and our workers
our hospital workers. And we pledge to do it every Tuesday. There was a march at the governor's office on yesterday. And I was trying to get back from New Orleans. I had the keynote the Essence Festival, but our Brooklyn chapter leader, Kirsten John Ford, represented us. Let me say something very clear. I'm going to say two things and I'm going to present George. Struggles are not won unless those that are the victims are more determined than the victimizers. They bet on us being angry for a short while and then conking out. You know, George and I have been in this a while, and I can tell you every time there's an emergency, you get these 2 weak revolutionaries. I ain't taking it no more. Just that. This is the last one. And 2 weeks later, you never see them again. I remember when they killed Amadou Diallo. And I ain't listening. I don't want to hear nothing about no marches, no nonviolence. This is it. I ain't taking no more. Week later, I didn't see them guys till they killed Sean Bell. Same guys. Struggles only win when you show those that you struggle against, no matter what you do, I'm not going to stop fighting until I win. About to divide me, you don't have enough media to distort me. Take your best shot. But when you finish, I'm still going to be here because I'm here for what I know is right. This fight for this hospital is not about just the hospital as a building. It is the services that it renders this community. And if they can make a budget decision to take money from a community that has the health disparities that this community has, and we not do whatever is necessary to let them know that we will not be sentenced into bad health or worse, then we get what we deserve. You know, I told y'all the first week, I was born and raised in Brooklyn. Come up right in this area. I remember when this was Malcolm X Boulevard. I remember when Marcus Garvey Boulevard was Summer Avenue. That's right. I didn't visit Brooklyn. I come from here. I got a special affinity for the Marcy Project. First girlfriend I had lived in the Marcy. But I got stuck on the elevator. We was in love for 5 years after that. I don't want nobody messing with the Marcy. But I also know that every battle we have fought, whether it was Howard Beach, whether it was downstate, they all were fought hard because people don't believe that we can hang in there long enough to prove what we are saying is what we really mean. You know, in about 6-7 weeks, the continuation, but not a commemoration, it's a continuation of March on Washington, and SCIU and National Action Network and all of us with Martin Luther King III. You know what made Martin Luther King Jr. was that when they started the Montgomery boycott, they said it is
That's right.
then ride in shame.
That's right.
That was the thing.
That's right.
Now, there was a law against them riding in the front of the bus. Rosa Parks sat down in the front. It was against the law. It wasn't just something custom. It's against the law. They didn't put her out the country club, they arrested her. They said it's better walk in dignity than ride in shame.
Yes.
The folk in Montgomery did not believe them.
Make it plain, man. Make it plain.
They walked for over a year. They carpooled for over a year.
Yeah.
They rode strangers. Was taking each other to work and to school and to church for over a year. Imagine every day they got up and said, I'm going to walk past the bus stop and walk a mile or two to work.
Yeah.
Or ride with folk I don't even know. And we all just say, come out one night a week. Anybody ask you to walk nowhere? Anybody ask you to inconvenience yourself? But to have a hospital in your area for your child, if you don't have a couple hours a week, then you get what you deserve. Everybody in here needs health care.
That's right. Absolutely.
And everybody in here has relatives that need health care. Ask yourself, if you have a medical emergency, where you going? The time it takes you to get out of the community could cost your loved one's life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The workers in the hospital that are not paid what they ought to in the first place. And wouldn't you be getting that if we didn't have $11.99 to protect them? They are servicing us. Many years ago, they killed a boy in Visitors Brook. I hear the marchers out there. Man stabbed me one Saturday. They took me to Coney Island Hospital. It was hospital workers. And I'm talking about what we need. So this is not about, well, let me go down and help the workers. Go down and help yourself. Yes, sir. You're not doing us a favor. You're protecting yourself. One of the shrewd things that is done in New York is that they try and rewrite history. They try to act like we went from 68 to 08. Young man was asking the other night in New Orleans, said, right now, why is it that they go right from King to Obama and don't talk about all the struggles in between? And I said, I'm going to tell you what they're doing. And y'all need to get this. I'm going to let you go on this program. When the movement went from the South to the North, they did not want to record that. Because you want to talk about Uncle Bubba now down South. You talking about the folk right here in New York. And Illinois and Pennsylvania. They wanted to act like they were above this violence. So they act like it didn't happen. Like we went from King straight to Obama. No, there was a whole lot of struggle before we got to Obama. Worst racism I've ever seen, I saw in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, not in Selma, Alabama. They try to act like that didn't happen right here in Brooklyn. Right here in New York, we've seen people killed in the wrong neighborhood. Right here in New York, we've seen rich people get tax breaks while they cut the budget for health care and education. Right here. Right here.
Yes, sir.
Your son can get stopped 4 and 5 times a year for nothing. Just because they're young and black. And then I heard somebody say, we stopping too many whites and not enough of them. He didn't say that in Mississippi. He said it right here in New York. So you be talking about back in the day. You still minute, you know, man, I wouldn't have took Smith. I wouldn't have sat in the back of the bus. When you taking what they're doing now, you taking stop and frisk, you taking hospital closing, you taking businessmen closing public schools and private charter schools in there to make money. You taking plenty right now. It's time for us to stop taking it and say enough is enough. We gonna draw the line. We ain't taking it no more. I was just talking to Joe. Those that come out of Brooklyn, Jay-Z come right out the Mouse and Price. We need to get all of them involved. We need to get them all involved, and we need to take this to the next level. I remember when Howard Beach happened, some of y'all were around. We couldn't get no attention, fine. I said, I gotta get some attention. We put together what we call a day of outrage. We went and closed the bridge, closed the subway. I remember we went down to Borough Hall. Come to the old preacher said, I said, I gotta stop. I jumped on the track. When I got down there, they thought I was crazy. They were doing that. But I knew the psychology of some of them, because they all like to be in the newspaper. So the cameras went with me on the tracks, and when they saw the camera shift, they all jumped down there with me. Tonight you going to jail. But the reason we chose Borough Hall is we knew that if we stopped the train at Borough Hall, they had to cut the audio because they can't rescue there with the third rail. When they cut the audio off in Borough Hall, they stopped trains in 6 or 7 lines all over the world. So nobody could get home. Everybody was sitting up talking about what's going on. They said they killed a black boy in Hollywood Beach. Then they had to put a top of the news because we showed we were determined. We need to get the big names in, and then we need to decide if it's time to go to jail again. If it's time to raise this another notch. We gonna do what we need to do, but you're not gonna go to the hospital. I'll be able to down to where I got to be. Because I'm committed to this, as I said. I'm leaving MSNBC tonight. I get up there and said, coming out, God said to me, where are you going? I said, I'm going out to Brooklyn, I got to do a rally. We got to do a shot on the Zimmertron. I said, I'll be right back, but I got to go to my rally. He said, well, he said, it's amazing that you leave 30 Rock to go to Brooklyn. I said, no, I left Brooklyn to come to 30 Rock. Don't get it twisted. I know where I come from, and I know where I'm from, and I know where I'm going in. Don't ever think you get bigger than where you at. On TV. Because we struggle, we got there. We use it as long as we can. But at the end, I was born a black boy in Brooklyn. I'm going to die a black man in Brooklyn. And I'm going to fight for my people in Brooklyn. Are we ready to fight? Are we going to keep the hospital open? valiant, courageous brother who has led the strongest, most powerful labor group in this town, and who's been there, and one that does not mind whether he leads from the front or the back, as long as we moving forward. Some folks, if they're not out front, don't want nothing to happen. George doesn't care who's out front, as long as we moving in the right direction. Thank you so much, Reverend Sharpton. Reverend Sharpton said something that really is about our own integrity and what it means to be fighting, because it would be easy for some people, with all of the celebrity that he has, with a successful radio program and a successful television program and requirements for multiple appearances all around the country. It'd be very easy for people, some people, to forget about this, to justify not getting involved by saying, I just don't have the time. To send the card, you have my support, wish I could be here. But he's been in the struggle long enough to know that that doesn't get it. And to know that it doesn't mean anything what you accomplish in life if you don't put it to good use for people. And so when he said that he was going to be here every Tuesday, I did all I could to adjust my schedule, because as busy as I sometimes think I get, my schedule is nothing like his. And if he cares enough to be here, we have to care enough to be here. And so, I'm not going to keep you long, because I can't improve on the message that the Reverend gave us. I can only try to at least underscore the importance of standing up for your own dignity and your own pride. There's a lot more than just the hospital being closed in this scenario. People who we have put into office to look after us, to be our representatives, have made a decision that the health care in our community is a low priority to them. Let me tell you something that I tell the workers often when we are in a tough contract struggle. Because it doesn't matter whether I'm in Massachusetts or New York or Florida or Washington, D.C. and New Jersey, where we have members. The boss always has the same story.